Hello and welcome to the very latest stream of F1 Mobile Racing. I'm Christina, this is Chris, and today we're here to talk about Update 4.
Yes, exciting times. Exciting times.
Yeah, so Update 4, Chris, it's likely to bring a whole host of technical improvements as we normally do, but I believe it's bringing some special content and functionality and features too.
Yeah, sure. So F1 Mobile Racing, as we always preface, it's our free-to-play handheld game from Codemasters. It's out now on iOS and Android. And Update 4 is what's coming up hopefully this week. Maybe it'll bleed over into next week. We'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, we're certainly aiming for this week. And we just wanted to give you a little preview of what's to come. And as Christina said, sort of one of the headline additions in Update 4 is the addition of an XP system. So we announced this on the Cody's blog last week.
Yep.
But we thought we'd give you a quick glance at how it's going to work. So as you can see here, we've got our main menu screen here. In the top left corner, so next to sort of your driver helmet and your player name, you've got a new sort of little section here. So there's a little crown with a number underneath it, number 6 in this case. So that is your XP level.
Right.
XP in the game is earned in all manner of different ways, from winning duels to competing in single races to upgrading R&D parts. Because one of the key things that we heard the community talk about ever since launch is that they really enjoy the progression system in duel and leagues and all that kind of thing, but they'd love to see rewards for completing other tasks in other areas of the game. So you've got challenges, of course, but they wanted to see something even more on top of that.
Right.
So the XP system looks to reward players for completing tasks from all different modes and for doing all kinds of different tasks. So as an example, if we head into the challenges section here, you can see here we've got a bunch of different challenges to complete, as you had before, and you can win F1 credits or resource points. But now, if you complete those tasks, you also win XP. And that XP takes your total up, and that sort of orange bar you can see underneath your player profile. When that levels up, you unlock more things, more cards, all kinds of different things. So, and as you can see, the challenges aren't limited to just duel events. It's, fast tracking researches, winning multiple races. There are other ones that aren't up here at the moment about upgrading parts, changing the livery of your car, all of that kind of stuff. So just you're being rewarded for just doing different parts of the game and experiencing it however you want to experience it, which is really cool. From a performance standpoint, it's interesting to note if we head into the R&D menu. So I've got a couple of parts installed here, just a small setup at the moment.
Yeah.
So on the right hand side, you've got your R&D cap, as we call it. Mm-hmm. So each card that you add has a value. In the bottom right hand corner, you can see here this has a value of 8, and the other one that we've equipped has a value of 6. Adds up to 14, which is our limit right now that we're allowed to equip on a card. In the past, your R&D cap was dictated by which league you were in duel mode. Now it's dictated by which XP level that you're at.
Right.
So it adds an extra incentive for players to go into other modes, to do other things, to just do other things. And once you do that, every time you level up, that level cap increases, and you get to make your car more powerful. So yeah, that's sort of how it will work from a R&D performance standpoint. But it's really cool to be able to add this to the game and give players a brand new way to progress, to win stuff, to feel like they're really achieving something in the game.
I think that's really great, and obviously it gives you a lot more opportunity to boost your XP, and it means that if you don't fancy like doing a duel, you can jump into different parts of the game and still be rewarded for it, which is great. Just a quick question from me. Obviously I've been playing for a little while on my device. How does my XP level get introduced? Do I start from scratch?
Sure, yeah. Good point. So for existing players, your XP level, once Update 4 goes live, your XP level that you begin on will be dictated by how far you've progressed in the game so far. So players at the very, very top will be at the highest level. So the highest level at the moment is level 25. But in the future, this is the first iteration of the XP system. So in the future, for future updates, we'll be adding more levels, more tasks to complete, more rewards within the XP system. But at the moment, so you say I'm on level 6 here, so that's around the it's not an exact measurement, but it's around the equivalent of going up to around level 6, level 5, that sort of thing, maybe a little bit lower. So if you're brand new, you'll start on level 1, but if you've been playing the game for a while, you'll start at a level which just about represents how far you progress. So
brilliant. Cool. So I think without any further ado, Chris, I think we should jump into a race.
Yeah, I'm going to do Grid Start. Let's do a Grid Start race. So of course it is brand new season is almost upon us. So we've got to play Australia. We've got to jump in. So Grid Start Australia, 1 lap. let's give it a go.
Let's do it. So this is really exciting because I can't wait for the Grand Prix this weekend. I think we've all been slightly bereft in the office where there's no racing to talk about. We make the games and we need to talk about this stuff. So it's really, really exciting for everyone. And in terms of the unknowns, certainly this season, there are a lot of people out there. Feels almost more than ever with a lot to prove. Oh, good start. Not perfect,
but good.
It'll do. I won't criticise. I'm going to take the wheel after this, and it will be a lot less impressive. I'm sure.
We'll see.
But there's a lot of things that a lot of people out there who really need to prove their worth. You've got Daniel Ricciardo on a mission with Renault. You've got Max over at Red Bull leading the charge. You've got Vettel who's going. He came so close to winning the championship last year. He'll be fighting against again Hamilton, who's arguably in the best shape of his life, in the best form of his life, ready for a 6th championship, but then also his teammate Leclerc, who is, almost a rookie, a young up-and-comer. There's so much going on this year, and I think there's a huge buzz, not just in the office, but in general around the F1 community. So I think it's safe to say we're all ready for this weekend to kick off.
We really can't wait, and it's really cool that you can have a game like F1 Mobile Racing, where if you can't wait, like us, you can just jump in and experience the Australian Grand Prix for yourself. It's really, really cool. So. Not doing too bad so far. So for players that, for those of you that are new to F1 Mobile Racing, this is one of the 3 different race types you can play in, which is grid start. So you begin on the grid, and as you saw at the start, you have like a clutch launch system that you have to really nail to get a perfect start, and that plays a big part in how well you can do in the race. So we're just going for a 1-lap race this time around. Doing okay. We're P5 at the moment. Going to be tricky in this section to get into places. See if we can pass the hometown hero.
You won't be popular.
Sorry,
Sorry,
fans. Sorry.
Oof. He almost had a little bit of a go back
Don't blame
there, but he managed to.
Alright, can we get a spot on the podium? Maybe not, because we didn't grab DRS. P4 is not too bad. I'll take that. P4.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. So yeah, that's a little glimpse if you haven't seen it before and how grid start works. So yeah, and it's really cool to be able to play that Australia in single mode, but as I guess we're going to talk about now, there's another way that you might be able to play Australia in Update 4, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, so as we introduced in Update 3, GP Events is returning, and it's returning with a vengeance. So Chris, tell us a little bit more about how that's going to work.
Sure, yeah. So as you mentioned in Update 3 earlier this year, we introduced GP Events, and for those who don't know, GP Events is a time-limited multi-stage mode which you can participate in, where you take part in qualifying scenarios and race scenarios to record an overall score, which is then placed on a global leaderboard against all other players around the globe that have participated.
Yep.
And that leaderboard then has tiers: gold, silver, bronze, which you get placed in. And at the end of the weekend, once you've completed all of the qualifying and race scenarios, you win rewards based on where you ranked, which tier you in, and where you ranked on that leaderboard. So whilst we were in all the off season, we trialed out GP Events on a few different tracks like Silverstone and Suzuka. But as you mentioned, GP Events is back in Update 4 with a cool twist. So as we mentioned, we're hoping to bring out Update 4 this week, before the Australian Grand Prix. It may spill over into next week, and we'll keep you posted. But the premise of GP Events now in Update 4 is that every time there is a real life Formula 1 race weekend taking place, you'll be able to jump into F1 Mobile Racing and take part in a GP event at that same racetrack over the course of the weekend, which is really, really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I think I was saying, as I was saying to Chris earlier, I am what we would call a fidget. So, between qualifying sessions, I'm like, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
I can do it myself. I can jump into qualifying, I can have a go.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really, really cool thing to be able to do. And not only that, the kind of reward for people who do well at the events, there's some really, really good prizes on offer. Yeah. Chris, could you show us them?
Yeah, sure. So this is similar to how it was when we first brought in GP Events in Update 3. So as you can see here, the rewards on offer once you complete the GP event are resource points, R&D cards, F1 credits, exclusive stickers that differ based on where you finish on the leaderboards, and things like liveries. So for example, if Update 4 comes out this week and you're able to take part in the Australian GP event, you'll win, if you finish in the silver or the gold tier, you'll win a livery that's sort of inspired by the Australian flag.
Very cool.
Which is really, really cool. And for every Grand Prix that takes place and every GP event that takes place, you'll win rewards that are based in some way loosely around the country that that Grand Prix is taking part in. So in this case it's a flag, but in the future maybe a sticker, it may be whatever, it could be something different. So yeah, that'd be really cool to be able to bring new rewards every single time to all players. So that's really cool. And in terms of like the currency and stuff, it's genuine, rewards that can really push you forward in the game and give you access to new content, new things. So yeah, it's really, really cool. So similar to a race weekend, you'll have a qualifying series that you can take part in over Friday and Saturday, and Sunday actually if you haven't completed it yet.
Yep.
But then come Sunday, it's race day, and in the game the race series opens and you take part in different race scenarios, try and beat target objectives, set your score on the global leaderboard, and then come Monday, the GP event finishes, you collect your rewards. So
exciting,
it's going to be really cool to have that experience during real life F1 weekends, like you said, when you're twiddling your thumbs waiting for race to start or a qualifying session to start, you can just jump in and do it yourself.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And in fact, I'm going to take that off you because I would like to go to Australia in practice.
So shall we adjust the settings? So for those,
let's.
Again, for players that might be new to F1 mobile racing, there are multiple ways that you can play and control the game. So myself, I like to have a tilt steering option, but you like to use the virtual steering wheel option, which is cool. Is that okay for you? Acceleration, auto?
Perfect.
All good?
All good.
The racing line's good.
So let's just turn the assist up for me, to be honest, Chris.
So we've also got assists, if you haven't seen them before, that you can have multiple different settings for braking, steering, stability. So we'll push them up to here.
If you just center the steering sensitivity as well, that'll give us something nice and balanced, hopefully. Good? Yep, lovely.
Single. Right. So let's do qualifying Australia, 1 lap. All good. Here you go.
Here we go. No pressure or
anything.
No
pressure whatsoever.
It's all good. Not a problem at all. So just quickly while I'm practicing on this, as I mentioned at the start, obviously with every big update we do bring new content and new features, but we do also bring some technical improvements. So what are we doing this time around? Yeah,
sure. So in every update and when we bring in patches between updates as well, our focus is on not just bringing new features, but just making the core experience better for players. And the way to do that is we listen to feedback and take it on board and do whatever we can to resolve or fix anything that they're having issues with, or bring more of what they're enjoying, that kind of thing. So for example, in update 4, before update 4, we know that some players were experiencing some issues with their lap record times or top speeds not showing correctly in some of the menus, so we've looked to address that, so we plan to see that fixed in update 4, so keep an eye for that. Also other little things like if you win certain events, sometimes the opponent's overall time would appear incorrectly. Yep. We're aware of that. We've been working with the team to resolve it, and we're hoping to see improvements on that side of things come update 4. And we're also working on a bunch of other stuff as well that we're working closely with the community and getting good feedback and making good progress on. So things like the speed of the AI of your opponents in dual modes, we're working closely with that. Things like in modes such as qualifying or sprint race, where you start with an opponent very close to you. We know that sometimes the gap between you and your opponent can be too far apart from what would be reasonable, so we're working closely with our team and the community to see what we can do to improve that. And there's so many other things that, just little things here and there that we're working closely with our community on and making improvements to. So yeah, it's not just about new features, it's about improving that core experience based on what the players are telling us.
Yep.
It's cool to have that feedback, which we get all the time on the forums, on the social channels, App Store, Play Store, and take it on board and work with our team to do everything we can. So
yeah, no, it's great, and even for me, even the feeling of the virtual stereo, for example, I know that was, first of all, it wasn't in the game originally, then it was introduced, and now I feel like it's been massively refined.
Sure.
You would not be able to tell by how I was using it. Unfortunately, I'm just 5.5 seconds behind Mr. Vettel there, which is really funny because obviously the top 3 was really tight. You got 0.16 seconds, 0.32 seconds, and then fourth coming in closely. No, but there's sometimes a big gap towards the top end. There's always a little step there, so that's not a problem. But I did my best. I was actually concentrating really hard. Yeah,
you got a couple of days to make progress before the Australian Grand Prix. So,
if I play that way, I don't think I'm going to. I'm not. Let's have a look. I don't think I'll be getting that livery if I perform at that level. I've got to go silver.
Still time.
I've got to go silver, so I can do that.
Yeah.
Brilliant, but it was really good fun, and like I say, it's really awesome that we're constantly improving the game as well as adding different features and really cool things like the GP events. I can't wait to dive in this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. So, so we really hope you guys enjoy Update 4. As we said, we're hoping to bring it out this week. If it spills over into next week, either way, keep posting on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram channels. We'll be keeping you posted whenever we have more news. Enjoy it. We're going to have a lot of feedback following Update 4, which we'll take on board and we'll work with, and we'll give you guys time to enjoy this and the new XP system, the GP events, all that kind of thing. But even after that, keep an eye out, because there's some really, really cool stuff coming up. So we wish we could say a little bit more.
If only we could.
We've talked about stuff now and again on our social channels and stuff, but we really, really can't wait to bring even more stuff to the...
Yeah, I mean, look, F1 Mobile Racing is awesome, but the future is also really, really bright for F1 Mobile Racing. We can't wait to talk to you guys about that in the coming weeks and months. But for now, we hope you love Update 4. We hope you have a lovely first weekend as well, watching the Australian Grand Prix. I hope you're just as happy as us that F1 is back. And we'll see you next stream to discuss lots more exciting stuff. I won't say anything. Poker face. You'll have to wait till then. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
See ya.